Hey guys, it's Bro You Whack, and Overwatch 2 got a massive update today. Not only did a bunch of heroes get nerfed in this latest update, but there's also going to be changes to console, Overwatch, and aim assist, and along with that, there's also going to be more Twitch drops that you guys are going to be able to get. But the thing that I wanted to start this video off is by talking about the most exciting piece of news that anybody could ever hear, and that is the piece of news that May is finally back in Overwatch 2! Oh, it was only me that cared about that? Oh, okay. So yeah, I'm pretty happy about my main finally getting back into Overwatch 2 because if you guys don't know, a couple weeks ago, people discovered that you could use May's wall to just lift her up into like roofs of buildings and whatnot, and Blizzard decided, all right, let's just take her out of the game and ruin Bro You Whack's fun for a whole week. Luckily, I was traveling that week, so I didn't have a depression for that long. And I was starting to get worried because I thought I was gonna have to find a new main like Sojourn or something, which in all reality, I should be maining. Like everyone should be maining Sojourn because she is quite literally the best DPS hero right now, especially after all these hero changes came out, nerfing heroes like Genji and Sombra and Junkrat. Wow, okay, let's just look at all the hero changes that came out with this update. D.va's gonna be one of two tanks getting nerfed, and the first change is to her fusion cannon. The spread is increasing by 0.25, which on paper doesn't seem like a lot, but the farther you are away, the bullets are gonna be going a lot more outward. And the other notable nerf is to her booster damage because it's decreasing from 25 damage to 15 damage. But don't you worry, D.va mains, because she did get a buff to her call mech ultimate. Now it costs 12% less. Zarya's up next, and being that she is the #1 tank right now, it makes sense to nerf her, but both her particle barrier and her projected barrier are getting the same treatment. So first, the duration that both of these bubbles last is decreasing from 2.5 seconds to 2 seconds, and the cooldown that you have to wait to actually activate your bubble is increasing by 1 whole additional second. Moving on to DPS, and what is probably the most infamous nerf out of this whole entire patch update is for Genji, where they're reducing his ammo clip size from 30 shurikens to 24 shurikens, meaning that you get 2 less shots. And the depression don't stop there for my cyborg ninja because they also reduced his damage to 29 damage per shuriken to 27. And the nerfing heroes that probably don't deserve it continue with Junkrat for whatever reason. Luckily, they're only nerfing a steel trap, but the arming time is increasing by 1/4 of a second from 0.5 to 0.75 seconds, and the time that you actually trap an enemy is shorter, decreasing from 3 seconds to now 2.5 seconds. And finally, the Sombra nerfs that we're all crying for finally came out. First and foremost, the ability lockout duration when you actually hack an enemy got decreased by 0.25 seconds. Not all that noticeable, but something that is noticeable is whenever you hack a target, now they are no longer a valid hack target until the hack duration is ended. That means you have to wait 8 seconds before you can hack the same target that you hacked previously. You can still hack multiple targets in a 4-second duration, you just can't hack the same target in a 4-second duration, meaning that it's less annoying. And the other big nerf coming to Sombra is to her hack damage multiplier, where previously if you hacked an enemy, you got a 40% damage increase on that target, but now if you hack an enemy and shoot them, you only get a 25% damage increase. While DPS got absolutely thrashed, let's not forget that they also nerfed Kiriko. What did they do to my baby? Oh wait, they only nerfed a swift step, where her invulnerability window got decreased from 0.4 seconds to 0.25 seconds. Okay. So a lot of notable changes, especially for DPS heroes, and we will talk about that, but real quickly, I also did want to talk about the Twitch drops that are happening right now that was also announced with all these updates. Starting today, if you watch Overwatch 2 streams like me, ya boy, you can unlock the Reinhardt mug souvenir for 2 hours, but what we all care about is to unlock the Brigitte kitten weapon charm. Look at how adorable that is! That will require you to watch an additional 3 hours, so if you watch a total of 5 hours, you'll unlock the Reinhardt souvenir and the Brigitte cat weapon charm, which I just gotta say, that's gotta be the cutest weapon charm in the whole entire game. And again, just be sure to watch any Overwatch 2 streams or watch me because I will be live today, and if you watch the whole duration of my Twitch stream, you will get the Brigitte cat weapon charm. But by this point, you should know how these drops work. Link your Twitch account with your Blizzard account and be sure to redeem the Reinhardt mug souvenir so that you can unlock the kitten weapon charm. But real quickly, I know I said I'd talk about these hero changes, but there was a big change for all my console people out there. You remember how anytime you group up with a PC player in quick play, how it disable your aim assist? Well, now anytime that you group up with a PC player, you will have your aim assist enabled. You will be able to play on your console and not have your aim totally messed with. Now, I know there's a lot of new Overwatch players joining Overwatch 2 that might not know about this feature, but there is cross-platform enabled where console players can group up with PC players, but they're only allowed to play in quick play play in the game browser and certain game modes in arcade. So basically anything that is competitive, PC players and console players cannot group up with each other, which means that this change really doesn't affect like the competitive integrity in Overwatch because, well, you can't group up with aim assist console players in competitive. I think this is a really good change because if PC players are complaining about console players beaming them down in quick play, look, I never try to give my opinions on this, but PC players, come on, you already know that you're better than console players. And just because AI is helping them, it's quick play. All right, like, it's quick play. It's not competitive. If you want the super sweaty experience of Overwatch, then go play competitive where you can get that with only PC players. Now, this is only for people that play with a controller on a console. If you play with a controller on PC, you actually don't get aim assist, so this really only applies for PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch users. But finally, let's talk about these hero changes. Now, when it comes to heroes like D.va and Zarya, and especially Sombra, I can understand that because they were overtaking them. Like, especially Sombra, it's not like she was even the best DPS hero. She was just extremely annoying to the point where it made it not fun to play tank into an enemy Sombra. So I can understand why they made that specific 4-second change for her hack. Now, for the tank changes, like on paper, they don't seem that drastic, but I think over time we'll slowly adapt to a more Winston meta. I mean, we already saw that in the Overwatch League where Winston was the tank to play because I guess Zarya and D.va just weren't that effective anymore. But what makes this patch just so confusing is the fact that they decided to nerf someone like Genji and also Junkrat, which I mean, I don't know why they nerfed Junkrat, but they decide not to nerf someone like Sojourn, who literally was the best DPS hero to play before this patch, and now that she's not getting a change, now her stock literally not only stays stagnant, but just rises because, well, why wouldn't you play Sojourn? Why wouldn't you play the best DPS hero in the previous patch, but now is a hero that is not changing at all? I just don't get the mindset of not nerfing Sojourn. So while this really sucks for Genji and Sombra mains, this just means DPS players are kind of forced into this Sojourn meta, which also means that support and also tank players are gonna be forced to play around or against the Sojourn because, well, like logically, why wouldn't you play this here? That's just what it comes down to. She was really good before, and she's really good now. Like, I would really want to know your guys' thoughts when it comes to Sojourn because me personally, like, I already made a whole separate video talking about why we need to nerf Sojourn, and not as terms of damage or even speed of the hero, but more or less the cheese aspects. We're able to reset the railgun just by shooting something one time. That needs to be changed. So hopefully going into season 2 we can see some sort of nerf or patch notes or just something, but we're just gonna have to see. But yeah, that's everything in this update. A really big update when it comes to hero nerfs, but also Twitch shops and the console. Honestly, that's like just a console dub. Like, that change was really necessary because if PC players are gonna complain about console players beating them, well, I think that speaks more on you than the console player. I'm just saying. But anyway, I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. More Overwatch 2 videos to come, and bye.